Breaking news, everybody. We have some good news about the fourth stimulus check. Democrats have finally reached a deal that will fund the government and prevent a shutdown this Friday. However, Republicans in the Senate may block the legislation from passing, which can mean a delay in our stimulus check payments. What are your thoughts on Congress, everybody? Should they do a better job in sending out the fourth stimulus checks? I want to know your thoughts on this. So the House of Representatives just passed a short-term funding bill that's going to avoid a government shutdown before a Friday deadline. The bill passed by a 221 to 212 margin in a nearly party line vote that keeps the government funding. The Senate will attempt to pass the bill Friday, and it could face problems as the chamber's leaders try to prevent another crisis. What are your thoughts on Congress, everybody? Are they doing all that it takes to send out the fourth stimulus checks, or do you think they're holding it back? Tell me what you think in the comments down below.
Good morning, everyone. Still morning. It's been a busy one. As we gather here, the Rules Committee is meeting. We have introduced legislation for the continuing resolution, which will hopefully plan to take up today on the floor. We plan to take up on the floor of the House. Sometime early today, it will come out of Rules Committee, go to the floor. Then we'll pass it and send it over to the Senate. As you're probably aware, it has a date of February 18th. And it has in it some anomalies that are so very essential. I want to salute Congresswoman, Madam Chair, Rosa DeLauro, for her just excellent work and her leadership on this.
Enough is enough. We've negotiated long enough.
Well, I know you disagree with that comment, but what was the last conversation you had with those two senators? Where do you think they are now, sir?
Well, I talk to them all the time, but let me tell you what would be in the best interest of the country. The best interest of the country would be to tank this reckless tax and spending bill. The biggest issue in the country is inflation. The bill they passed earlier this year on a party line vote has dramatically increased the cost of everything at the gas pump, at the grocery store, for Christmas. The single biggest gift this Democratic Congress could give to the American people this Christmas is to kill this bill. I don't think it's fixable. So I'm hoping, obviously, that Kirsten and Joe in the end will decide that passing anything close to this. Look, this bill is full of incredibly bad stuff. It expands welfare to illegal aliens. It grants amnesty to 6.5 million illegal immigrants. It provides, believe it or not, tax relief for millionaires and billionaires, largely in places like California and New Jersey and New York. This ought not to pass at all. That would be the single best Christmas gift for the American people.
I want to squeeze in one more. You're pushing to prevent payments to illegals separated at the border. Can you get one Democrat to vote with you on that?
Well, we'll see. We'll see. We've had multiple votes. The border's in chaos, and they're in denial. It's a huge issue. It needs to be solved for the American people. And regretfully, this new administration basically put up a come on in sign at the beginning of the year.
So any senator has the ability to stop the bill's quick passage, and a handful of Republicans have even threatened to delay it as they try to bar the Biden administration's mandate for private employers. But an extended shutdown can lead to furloughs of federal workers and the suspension of certain government services. The Biden administration's Office of Management and Budget pushed for swift passage of the spending measure on Thursday. The bill will also fund the government at current levels through February 18th. And Mitch McConnell opposes the push within his own caucus to delay the funding bill. McConnell has even told Fox News that he does not think shutting down the government over this issue is going to get an outcome. He noted the mandate has hit a wall in federal courts. But McConnell also said, "We're not going to shut the government down. That makes no sense for anyone." Almost no one on either side thinks it's a good idea. So can our politicians get the stimulus check sent out before the government shuts down? Tell me what you think, everybody, in the comments below. Chuck Schumer even criticized the GOP holdouts and for risking an unnecessary and dangerous shutdown. He said on the Senate floor that "I hope cooler heads will prevail on the other end, so we can keep the government funded before tomorrow's deadline." And today, Biden told reporters that he spoke with both Schumer and McConnell about preventing a shutdown. He said there is a plan in place unless somebody decides to be totally erratic. And I don't think that will happen. A few Republican leaders, like Mike Lee of Utah, have led to push around the mandates. And effort could delay approval of the funding bill and cause at least a temporary shutdown. I really want to see Congress, everybody, just send out the fourth stimulus check before the end of the year. I truly believe that they must do a better job in helping out the American people. A stimulus check is definitely necessary. And if you guys agree, then let's get this video to 1,000 likes. And after the third stimulus checks was distributed earlier this year, personal income rose to $24.1 billion. However, since then that figure has trended downward, falling to $20.4 billion by September. And one of the main factors driving a decrease was the ending of the federal crisis unemployment benefits. As the unemployment benefits ended, more than 8 million workers in the country quit their jobs, providing new evidence that the benefits were not keeping people from re-entering the workforce. In October, nearly 30% of American adults were still having trouble paying their usual household expenses. With prices up across the economy and the holiday season approaching, many are hoping Congress will pass another round of direct payments. If the bill is approved by the Senate, it will definitely extend the current structure of the CTC payments. And changes to the value and distribution of the child tax credit were made under the American Rescue Plan. These alterations increased eligibility to 24 million children, and in July the IRS began distributing monthly payments for every single dependent. So I believe that Congress should send out the fourth stimulus check, everybody. It is definitely necessary. And if you guys agree, then let's get this video to 1,000 likes.